Welcome back to the Olga S. Pérez Show. I'm your host, Olga. How you doing? How's everybody doing? How's the weather in your neck of the woods? What time is it? How's your day been so far? So, I'm happy to be here, but it turns out that everything I've had planned to talk about today, I just all of a sudden have this overwhelming feeling to I'm like frozen all of a sudden. And I know it's because what's been happening to my channel. And I know I've talked about it and I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I almost started with a clip before seeing my face, before saying hi to you guys. And I thought, well, I don't know. I don't want to throw them off because it's a couple minutes long. And so, but I kind of don't want to start until I share this clip and you're going to see where I'm coming from. And I also want to see what you guys have to say as usual. But before I even get started, viewers' discretion advised. For those listening, it's adult content, meaning real, raw truth. And that starts now. Welcome back. Welcome back, my love. And if you're new, awesome to have you. Stick around. Let's see. I never know how to do this whole without looking like I have a toupee or a bouffon. Whatever. Yeah, so I was all geared up, ready to go. And then all of a sudden, I'm just like, I'm telling you, I just realized all the news, right? Let me just make it very clear that just like I describe in the description of this channel, not your regular, not your typical commentator channel, right? So when I share news clips, things that are happening, whether it's politics, culture, society, I'm not here to repeat what everybody else is already repeating. And some of this stuff, I'm sure you probably already saw it before I go live, right? And I love that you guys, and I thank you again for all your likes, subscribes. If you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the all notification bell, share this content. Most important, comment in the live chat or the replay, both. And I appreciate when you guys send me links and tell me, hey, look at this, or did you see this? Totally awesome. But I just want to make it very clear that my mission is to tell you the truth that I see. Because if you don't read the news or you don't read anything, right, then you don't know anything, even if it's all lies. At least we can use our instinct, and the power of our community, our connection. And that's what I love about all your comments, because you guys give me so much intel. But, it's I'm going to share this clip and you're going to see where I'm coming from. But before I share this clip, I want to say hello to you. Who's with me already? Hello, good morning, Tanya. Tanya Gray, good afternoon. Carrie Lewis, checking in. Sacred Sage 88. Smiley face. I like that. You see, you get it. You don't have to say much. An emoji means more than 1,000 words. And your comments are my fuel. Keep them coming. I will read them and I will respond. If you haven't already, consider being a member. Become a member on this channel. Or even better, go to Locals. Become a community supporter over there, where I go totally uncensored, unfiltered, and raw, real, behind the scenes, all kinds of stuff. So, and the more, the merrier. The more I'm like, oh, wow, I got a lot of people waiting for me or want more, want to stay connected. Awesome, right? But for sure today, I'm going to have to go to Rumble midway. So I'm thinking in about 30 minutes or so, I'm going to go to Rumble. So if you guys haven't already followed me on Rumble. The link is in the description below, but you can basically look up, Olga S. Perez. You should be able to find me easily. But again, the links are in the description below because I'm going to go off. And apparently here, I can't say squat. I'm telling you. I can't say squat, even no matter how many times I use, code words and shit. Doesn't matter. And I don't even know if it's going to help at this point because they've already put me in the shadows. And again, this clip I'm going to share with you guys is massive. Anyway, Leslie Bates, 22. Howdy, you. With those suns emojis, I love it. Potter. Good morning. Claire Nelson, good morning. Olga and fam. Hope everyone is doing well. Ditto. Hey, Coop, howdy, y'all. I made it to this one. So cool. Ooh, hope I say it right. Gulak the Mew. Hope I say hashtag Hangover Gang in the house for you. Peace emoji, love it. Hey, pain is a lie, 1776. You tell him, Olga. I hate groupthink, right? Thank you. Think for yourself. If everyone thought the same, it would be a boring world. Absolutely. Well said. Love that. So cool. Followed on the best platform ever, Rumble. Smiley face. Yes, Mary Tasho. Hello. Hola, Olga. From beautiful Glendale, Arizona. I hope I do you justice, Mary Tasha, when I read your beautiful Glendale. So yeah, let me just start with, and also let me know if you guys know this guy. Do you follow him? Have you ever watched any of his podcasts? Hold on, where is he? Okay, here we go. Where did I go? I can't see myself. Here we go. All right. You guys familiar with this? Now, remember, I shared a clip. Was it yesterday or it was Monday? I don't know. One of the two podcasts. This is the next day after he did that interview. And he shares right out the gate on his podcast of the viewership and what happened to his views and stuff like that. So without further ado, and let him say it himself. Right.
Tyson was great. Some of the clips some people are saying it's not getting the views and all this stuff. I think one of the clips, this one here, was getting 60,000 views per hour. Yep. And we looking at it a day later on Creative Studios, it's missing 600,000 views. Not sure why, but if you look at this clip, it's got 17,000 likes. Let's see how many comments it's got. Comments, 27,000 comments it's got. And on Twitter, on Facebook, on my DMs, email, text, it doesn't matter where it is. I've never gotten this many clips and text messages about an interview outside of Tate, outside of Sammy, outside of Kobe. I'm going to put it like this has got to be a top 10.
More than Kobe?
No, not Kobe. I said outside of Kobe.
Got you.
It's a top 10 word, but the views, for whatever reason, when we look at the clips, it just goes flatline. And it shows now this morning, in the first 8 hours, it only got 140 views. Again, we don't know why. We're not speculating. We're just stating facts and data. And maybe it's algorithm issues on YouTube. I'm not being paranoid.
He's a Libra, so he's being diplomatic.
Annoyed about it. It's just data. It's all we're talking
Data's
about.
data.
It's data that you got to. And he said you got to pay attention to data. I'm a stats guy.
We're a data guy.
I was watching when you posted it, Pat. It hit 14,000 in 4 minutes, and I was like, okay, this is going.
It is what it is. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend you watch it.
I'm not going to say anything inappropriate.
No,
I'm just going to say it was a great interview.
It was.
You guys had a spirited conversation about.
There was the interview with Neil deGrasse.
A certain thing that people may or may not have taken during a certain
period
of time.
70s, 80s.
Yeah. Early 2020s.
It is what it is.
That.
Yeah.
But I think more than anything, we've realized that certain companies, certain social media companies,
we don't know,
don't like certain conversations.
I'm ready to light up a cigar right now on the podcast and just have a cigar and have a conversation with you guys. But
exactly. That's exactly how I feel. Like, how about I just not know, and light up a cigar. Because, I mean, I am not one to be a victim. I don't like that. It's not my energy. Never has been. Never. I mean, it was once when I lost everything, like all at the same time. You know, when it pours and it, you know, when it rains and it pours and all that shit. And when it's your first time and you lose your mind. Okay, that was once. Done. And even then, I would hide and just, you know, drown myself by myself. I couldn't stand to be around anybody and share that period of time. The kind of person that I was, the energy and all that stuff, you know? So it's just not like me. But at the same time, I'm a truther. So I got to tell you what's going on. I was just on a phone call right before this live with a friend. And they're like, how's it going? This and that. And I'm like, I started to talk, started to express this whole YouTube and what they're doing to me. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, what do you mean? Like, did they demonetize you? I'm like, no, they haven't, because they, you know, really, they got nothing to come after me for. So I go, but still, they're making sure nobody knows I exist. I mean, that's harsh. Just like if they did demonetize me, you know, I would fight it. But again, it's a private company. I get it. Again, I can refuse service. I understand that. But it's the fact that it's specifically because of what the agenda is, right? They don't want voices that actually make you feel like, oh, somebody else feels the same way I do. Or, oh, somebody's got the, you know, ovaries, balls, whatever, however you want to say it. And then they're like, oh, we can't, you know, let ads go to certain videos because, you know, it's a little bit unedgeable. And, you know, meaning, you know, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's too much profanity. Okay. All right. So I'll just say the F word and BS, and I'll just say shoot instead of, you know what, right? So I'm thinking, I'm going to have a quasi experiment in the next week or so. And I'm going to see if I hold back on all my profanity, give a code word or like a first initial letter, right, to everything that I think that I know of. I still don't think it's going to help because I'm already put in that box. But let's just see, like an experiment. And you guys are going to be going through this with me at the same time, which is the other reason why I'm going to go to Rumble in a little bit so that I can really effing go off. Because honestly, I love to watch people that talk the way I talk. They crack me up. You know, even if they're serious, but I connect with that. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not that profanity is the way we connect. It's just being real, right? And everybody can pick that up. Authenticity is palpable. I mean, you can't fake it. You can't fake being real. You know what I mean? So I know I'm not going to have the same energy and the same vibe when I'm being censored, watched, because that's the biggest part. I'm being watched to that level. And I want to pull that curtain back like the Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? Like Toto. I want to pull that curtain back and be like, look at these. And that's the reason why when I pick certain clips to share with you guys, I specifically pick them because they move me or they did something to me, period. Not because I want to propagate them or I want to promote them or anything like that, or I want to get into the stupid political conversation. No. It's like, you know, like when I talked about Brazil. But see, I'm even now cautious that if I even talk about Brazil, because, hello, J6 thing, you know what I'm saying? Ugh, and you know how I've been talking about how I want to get into the Tater files. And I'm like, I know I keep thinking, well, it really needs its own hour or whatnot. But there's just so much to go over. And especially because I feel like some of you guys, whether you're already a subscriber and a follower, or for those who are not yet, and say they like somebody like the Tate guy, I'm not sharing it because if you're into this guy and you think he's awesome and you think he's good for young men or even women, both, I'm not going to be here. I'm not, the purpose is not to be like, hey, you know, I'm bashing your guy that you love. I'm saying, let's talk about this because this is what I'm seeing. And Maybe you're not seeing it. Maybe you didn't see certain content. Maybe you're so into the person. Like I'm telling you, I have friends too that they're so into, certain actors and whatnot that they don't even want to see anything bad about them, whether it's true or not. But specifically if it's true, like definitely it's like, I'm telling you, it's like Stockholm syndrome. But to me, it's not about bashing an individual. Because again, I've always said, I said it from the beginning, I say it to this day, no one should be censored, nobody should be banned, period. That is freedom. But the conversation is to bring some truth so that people can stand back. Like say you're a Trumpster, I'm saying that to be kind of funny, right? But like, I'm all about make America great because it is already. And it could be more, like flushing out the pieces of... But that doesn't mean that I can't discern how this guy, Trump, is the greatest guy ever. I see him as if he was my brother, my father. Like, I see you for what you are. And I don't look at anybody like Saint Fettuccine. Again, I'm even cautious to say the T word. The orange man. That's what I should say, the orange man, right? Because if we don't see the truth and we can't stand together in truth, we are, okay? You see how I'm holding back? And then, before I even go with that intro, before I even go to Rumble to really crack down, because I'm telling you, I can't even say anything about Billy Goats. Unless I say that they're wonderful. They literally want me to say that they're wonderful. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've had so many offers. I could be so much better off financially if I took them, and I haven't. Never have. I have gotten screwed. I have given up. I have started from scratch over and over again. Like every time I get a massive opportunity and somebody says to me, like say I had a business partner a few years ago. And he goes, listen, I think you have a great product here. You got this, that. And I'll financially back you up as an investor, but I want 51%. I said no. Especially because they wanted to have creative control. I'm like, but wait a minute. I'm the supposed talent. I'm the face or whatever, right? I'm the service, right? Like a product. And you're going to, because you give me money, I have to take your orders? You can control me? No. Did you see? I can give you so many examples of the same. That every time I have never sold out. And that's the other reason why I get so ticked off about so many speakers out there, including people like Tucker Carlson, that I do admire. And you guys know, I say this all the time. Oh, wow, I love their presentation. They do such a good job. They're so well-spoken, etc., 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 etc. Right? But at the same time, I can see the truth on they didn't talk about certain things when they knew, when they had the information. Why is that? Because they get paid. So even our favorite people, we just got to call them out for what they are. If we want the world to be a better place, if we want America to be great again, then we got to call these people out. And we got to tell them, so what are you doing with this information? You're just telling me? In fact, I have friends that are neutral. I have friends on the left. I have friends on the right. And you know me. I don't take sides. The only side I will take is goodness, truth, and God. Period. End of story. That's who I serve. The truth, freedom, God. God is you. God is us. God is humanity. Love. You get what, you know what I mean? And right now, I'm feeling again the aggravation, to say the least, because I'm telling the truth. I'm a good person. I've never hurt anyone. I get out of my way to help everyone in any way that I can. And I'm going to be banned. But of course, they're not going to come after me because I'm not doing anything wrong. Even if I was in a country where free speech wasn't a thing, what? If they would have to, like in Germany, right? In Germany, apparently, you can't even talk about, you know what, with the N and the A and the Z, right? Okay. That's a law there. All right. I'm sure there's ways around it, right? Code words, all kinds of stuff. Because for me, if there's a will, there's a way. And I speak my truth. I act in my truth. There's no act here. And I dare ask anyone to have a discussion. And you know how they all out there, especially the ones with the big podcast on YouTube, and they all talk about, let's debate. Let's debate. Because even that, like I was thinking, I didn't go through that whole list that I told you guys that I made about having guests on. I've only sent like maybe 5 people. I've already mentioned the couple that I did. And I haven't really followed through. And usually I'm really good about following through. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Maybe what I'm asking them is not clear enough, because I'm just saying, let's talk. Let's just chill. Let's just hang out. I would like to bring to the table all these people with major platforms to sit down and just let's see them in a normal conversation. You get what I'm saying? That's my goal. Because I know that I don't need to attack. I'm kind. I'm gracious. Of course, I got a big mouth and I get very passionate. But when I'm in a conversation with someone, when you're a guest in my house, which is right here, this show, this channel, I treat you the way I want to be treated. But that doesn't mean that we can't have some truth without attacking. So it's all about delivery, right? That's really the meaning of true communication is not you speaking and open your mouth. The true meaning of communication is that what you said has been delivered, taken, understood. That's the real meaning of communication. So that's my challenge. Can they really communicate? And then you guys know all this drama too with all these channels. They call each other out or they talk shit about each other and they're all like trying to not take sides, but they're taking sides. It's like, because guess what? That's the truth I want to uncover. If you're really true, let's talk. It'll come through. And then by all means, let's support each other. Let's support them. But the first and the fastest and the best way, just like draining the swamp, which I say, rake the swamp. It's the same thing. Let's shine some light. So we're not wasting our time with people that sell themselves out. And I understand. Once you got a sense of security, once you got some money and stuff, I get it. But then why are we listening to people if they're not the bone that they act that they have, the spine that they act like they have? And that's going back to the orange man. The guy clearly sold a product and bragged about it. Still does. And won't take responsibility to maybe he didn't make the right decision. That's it. I don't care how much good you did. Yes, we could do a lot of good and then have one mistake and you shouldn't be, penalized for life for it. I understand that. But you got to be honest. And if you're a true leader, you take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. I'm getting verklempt. With that being said, before I segue to Rumble. So, you know how lately what I've been doing is I take a little break and then I come back and specifically do a live on the next reaction video. So looking at the last poll that I put up where the winner was the Adam Calhoun. I almost said it wrong again. The next one that people are still voting on was the BG. I got to pull it up again. But actually, as of today, I noticed that there was a tie. From if there's still a tie, I'm looking at it right now, guys. If there is still a tie, I could do something else. Someone else also sent me a link, a couple links that I thought I would share as well. But again, I just feel like I can't get into it because I'm already feel like, like a wet blanket's laid over me. You feel me, right? So it's the GFBF, got 24%. And then the Ryan Upchurch built like that 24%. So that's a tie. So I'm thinking either I flip a coin or you guys in the live chat right now, because it's all about us connecting. Let me know in the chat. So before I even go further, like I said, I'm just so, I don't even want to get into, I got Billy Goats I want to get into. I got obviously a little bit more about the Brazil, because remember I said, let me clarify. Then I wanted to bring some stuff that the last time you guys had mentioned. Hey, Olga, did you know about the Canadian reporter that kind of apparently had a seizure? We're not sure, because again, we don't know. You know what I mean? And then I'm thinking, honestly, locals is where I could really go into all this as well. But of course, there's more Tate stuff that's been coming out on the Daily Mail. But again, we don't know what's true. But just a few videos. And actually, as I put all my little Tate files together, there was a video that was quite interesting that I found on the Daily Mail today. You know what? And I'm not going to get into it. How about I'm going to pause for a second and read your chats, see what's up about the live, see about everything I just talked about. And thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me in every way that you do. Who's got Clara? I'll look at the IG. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. Mary Tasho. Trump 45 equals 47, exclamation, exclamation. Gregory Paul. Trump's worst mistake was trusting Republicans. Yeah, for sure. Sama Aman. To me, Trump isn't honest, but good at deception. Do you see what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, it's like, even if I was in love with the guy, sometimes you find out your lover doesn't have your best interest at heart, right? Or is selfish and whatnot. Hold on. The cat just came in. He just crashed the party. Uni. Oh, you just come in and I guess I didn't pay attention to him fast enough. All right, that's it. I missed that boat. I think he kind of wanted to say hi, and then he was like, maybe not. Oh, Mary Tasha said, built like that. Okay. So up church, please, says Sean Henry. Hello. Hello, Sean. Leslie Bates, 22. GFBF rejects. You'll love the foreshadowing, all in caps. Nice. Angels from the Tom McDonald is my pick. Sean Henry. Possibly further evidence to reality can be found on Rumble in a documentary called Died Suddenly. I did watch that. I watched it the day it came out. Yeah. But I mean, I had already been following so many videos and clips and articles about that, especially people working at the morgues. So, but they did a really good job on the documentary. I'm not well at rejects. Either one is great. Gregory Paul. They're all rhinos. Yeah. AC Nelson, welcome. Go ahead and do Adam Calhoun. No. Come on, tell me I said that right this time. Calhoun, right? You guys are the best. So, no, but wait a minute. I already did Adam. I'm talking about the next two would be Up Church, Built Like That, and the GFBF, Foul Mouth Wasted, is those two that are tied in the poll right now. Thanks, Tanya. I got it right. Woo, woo. Thank you. So, yeah. So, what do you guys think is like the main thing on the news? Well, I found out some intel because I was actually doing some research. I wanted to know, because someone had mentioned that something about Tate's father, Andrew Tate's dad. And I was wondering, because I know he's something about a chess player, but like, I didn't know, did his parents divorce, all this stuff. And here, I found out, but then just by coincidence today, as I'm looking at, let's see what the Daily Mail's talking about, they put this little video together. Let me see. Is that the one? Let me see. Yeah. There was a couple articles. There's another one. that's, again, we don't know, right? Apparently he didn't get, in this article, he didn't get the appeal. And so he's stuck for another 30 days in prison. And, the title to this article is, "You'll do what I tell you. You're mine forever, no matter what." Transcript of Andrew Tate, in quote, telling women who thought he would marry her that she was his, in quote, slave, is revealed as he is denied bail in Romania. Now, you can go down the article. I'm not seeing any proof here, it's like, but I'm picking up my own vibe, my own intuition. And so here, in this other article, Andrew Tate, sex trafficking victim, end quote, was duped into becoming a webcam porn worker with a promise of marriage, Romanian authorities claim. And I feel like I've lost, maybe not a subscriber, but maybe some of you that join me pretty often in the live, and I haven't seen you, and I'm thinking, I wonder it's because of my opinion about Tate. And like I said, innocent until proven guilty, should not be banned, but people should want to know, to decipher for real, is my idol a real good idol? Is it good for me? What does it say about me if I'm into whatever they believe in, right? If they're a good person, great. If they're not, you know what I mean? So here's this little video. You guys see it? So I'm going to push play.
If your girl starts acting up, go and her friend. Boom in her face, and grip her up by the neck. But shut up!
Not kind of quite clear whether he's worth as much as he boasts about. He is very much a sort of product of the times and his generation.
The Matrix has attacked me.
He is the most Googled man in the world, but no one seems to know much about him. Influencer Andrew Tate was arrested in Romania with his so-called Tate's Angels girlfriend Georgiana Nagel and glamorous former cop Luana Radu, along with his kickboxer brother Tristan. Heavily armed police broke down the door of his compound in Bucharest on Thursday night as part of a rape and human trafficking investigation. Mail Online has spent years tracking the activities of Tate and talking to his relatives, but many questions remain. Here's everything we know. Tate currently has a huge following among teenage boys and young men and charges them for lessons on success and how to make money. As the self-declared king of toxic masculinity, he preaches that men should be rich, strong, and have many sexual conquests, all delivered against a backdrop of props including private jets and supercars. Before his Instagram account was suspended last year, he had 4.7 million followers and currently sits on 4.2 million Twitter followers. This has grown from just 24,000 in 2016. And despite being banned from most social media, his message spread like wildfire last year, with fans reposting his videos on TikTok and racking up an estimated 1 billion views. Tate appears to turn this following into hard cash through his Hustlers Academy, an online school offering get-rich-quick lessons that cost £39 a month. It has more than 100,000 members and offers classes in cryptocurrency trading and marketing, with an option for a $4,000 a year elite membership. However, critics have slammed it simply as a pyramid scheme. Before the Hustlers Academy, little is known about how Tate made his money. He and his brother had a pornographic webcam business in their hometown of Luton since 2012. After he moved...
So let me ask you a quick question. So just that little tidbit. Did you know that he was making money off of porn? Just that. Forget about the women. Forget about what they say. Was he making money off women in front of webcams selling porn? I want you guys to answer that question for me. And then I want to see, how is someone that's selling porn an idol? Even if he does try to make young men, weak men, lost men have something to know that, to be a strong man. I'm all about being a strong man. But how is selling porn make you a strong man? That's a great debate right there. Because I don't judge, but just tell me. Because I know women in the porn industry. I've known strippers. I've been very close to them. I spent many years not only helping them, understanding them, being in their world, watching what happens. I had friends that owned strip joints. One of them was on HBO years ago. It was a real popular one in Pennsylvania, right outside of like Bristol, PA. So, again, I don't judge, but I want to know, how do you look up to a man who sells porn? And my girlfriend, that's how I met this guy that owned the one club that was on HBO. He treated her like gold. He was a very sweet man. She loved him. They had a great relationship. They kind of a little too kinky for my taste, you know what I'm saying? But that's them. I don't know. I lost touch with her, so I don't know if they're still together or anything like that. But, once in a while I have seen owners of strip joints that are really cool people, and they treat their staff really well in this particular instance. But in most cases, it's not. And even if every girl has her baggage, she either has like sexual abuse from childhood, or she's got a broken home. There's all these reasons. And so for me, and what it does to the women afterwards, most women never come out of it good. They struggle their whole life in their personal relationships. So who does this benefit? And if I were a man and I had a club or I was selling porn, I don't think I would feel great about myself. I wouldn't think that I'm the man. You're a pimp. Now, that's just that little bit. And I'm pretty sure from our research, he definitely was selling sex on webcams. How he treated the girls? Yeah, that could all be speculation. But when you're basically pimping women and you're picking the women that you can control, every predator picks a victim. Now, this is not saying anything bad about the guy. I'm just telling you, it's business. He knows what he has to do to get, he figured it out, what kind of women, how to get them in, et cetera, et cetera. Now, and the girls can lie, all kinds of stuff. It's not a very positive environment. You're really not going to have positive results. Even no matter how well you treat the women, he's not a woman to even understand what that does to the woman. And does he have children? Does he have daughters of his own? I believe he has a sister. Just saying. And I'm not saying he committed any crimes, because porn is legal. But good things don't really come from that. And that doesn't make you a man. I don't see this guy fighting off demons and protecting villages and shit. I'm just saying. Okay. Let me finish playing it. Oh. Where the hell? You guys can still see it. Where'd the video? There we go.
After he moved to Romania in 2017, he set up a number of darker businesses, including casinos and another webcam operation that is at the center of this police investigation. Tristan Tate has openly described the webcam business as a scam in which young women dupe men into handing over money. The charges against Tate in Romania accuse him of holding women hostage to take part in this operation.
Andrew Tate claims to be a sort of self-made rags to riches billionaire, as he claims, and says that he's worth sort of more than £100 million, and he has 4.3 million.
See, a lot of this video, I don't care to know. Like, it's like, okay, whether he claims he's got millions, he doesn't have millions, it's irrelevant to me. Even if he committed a crime, right? And the authorities have him, they have the proof, if they have it, right? Allegedly. If he's doing something illegal and wrong, then like everyone else, pay the price. But if he's not, I'm going to pause it right there because I know for a little bit here they get into, let me see if I can fast forward a little bit. And you guys can look up the clip as well on Daily Mail. But
went from a U.S.
here's
Air
his
Force
father.
It's about.
Did you guys know about his father?
Tate is the son of African-American chess great Emory Tate Jr., who went from a US Air Force linguist to become one of the world's greatest players. Emory met Tate's mother while stationed in England, and they married in 1985. Tate grew up in Chicago with his brother and sister before moving to his mother's hometown, Luton, when his parents divorced in 1997. He first rose to prominence as a kickboxer and eventually won world championships in 2011 and 2013. His success in martial arts saw him invited onto the British reality show Big Brother in 2016, but he was swiftly kicked off after a video emerged of him hitting a woman with a belt. Both he and the woman later said it was...
Remember we talked about that, right? It's been talked about a lot, you know, whether they were role playing. My thing is, it's really hard to decipher where the girl or the woman, right? It's hard to figure out that there's a fine line between when she said, I was playing, we don't know if she's not being threatened to say that, right? We would have to get phone calls, recording, something like that. But even then, guys, here's the kicker. Even then, everything with AI can be done, and we will never know the truth. That's really in a nutshell what I'm getting with all this. But beyond that, thank you guys for commenting. Mary Tasha, I think I saw something out of the corner of my eye that you said that was very interesting. Oh, Tanya Gray, you said, so what if he sells porn? Let me see. It's a business. If it's legit, so what? Right. Everyone is responsible for their own decisions. Porn viewer or porn participant. I agree. Predators are in every business. Every, in caps, one. You're right. I agree. My thing is, for this guy, if I have a son and he's looking up at this guy like this is the man, I would sit down and show him every piece of video, anything I could to show him, is this really who you want to be? And then the question is, well, what makes a real man or good man? I personally, a business person is a business person, but I don't look at a guy selling porn as being like the man because he sells porn. For me, a man is, the masculine energy is someone who, works, defends, provides, loves, cherishes, who's not a pussy, basically, right? Who can stand up when you need him to stand up, right? Somebody who can handle the boat sinking. You know what I mean? Like being a good captain of your ship. But yeah, regardless, if he's being accused, wrongfully, that's horrible. And I hope that the truth comes out and he's let out. And actually, if he is being accused wrongly and they don't find anything on this guy, women, for all you women out there, this is exactly, if we wanted us to have more help and more credibility and more equality, et cetera, this is a prime example. Clara says he comes off as a narcissist to me. I agree. I think he's mentally ill, to be honest with you. Whether he's a narcissist or a psychopath or a sociopath, but the way he talks, and I know that some of it is game, and I know it's some of it, but see, when you go down his path, how he grew up, what's his background? When you take it, I'm telling you, I spent several hours listening to every single word, replaying, watching his facial expressions, making myself not judge, just understand, because people say a lot of things. People say the wrong thing all the time, and they could be a great person. I'm one of those people. I've definitely been there. So, but the whole thing that they're looking at him like he's the man, the vibes with this guy, his style even, is a hustler to me. Not sophisticated, but don't get me wrong. Hello, Balenciaga. Hello, who owns those companies? Balenciaga, and there's a few of them. They're all the same company. Owned by who? Whose husband is part of that? Salma Hayek? So, you know what I mean? If he, you know what I mean? They should all be fucking coming down. Again, where's the Epstein list? See, I'm even concerned even saying that word. Sean Henry, sure watch Tate, but in the process, ignore your fate. Just suggesting that distraction should be ignored. Kind of like Sansom said, there's a million other issues we could fix in a jiff. I agree. Sacred Sage 88. I think he is as well. I won't lie about it. Wait, I don't know. I guess that was an answer to somebody else's point. I don't know the man, but as a religious eschatologist, I hope I said that right. I think it's terrible he uses religion while building his life around material wealth. Total contradictory. Good point. Tanya Gray, I'm confused as to what's your argument. Tate's masculine toxicity is popularity. That he takes advantage of women? Question mark, question mark, question mark. So do many men. I agree. So are you saying because of the type of activities? No. I hope if I didn't make that clear, let me make that clear. No, it's just that if young men are looking up to him as this is the man I want to be, are we saying we want men, all men, to start a porn industry? You get me? The major. Toxic narcissism is not a sign of a strong or stable personality. See, that's the vibes I'm getting. Everyone is narcissistic to one degree or another, absolutely. But once it crosses the line to Tate's apparent level, it's no longer cool. The major, what's the apparent level? I'd like you to help me answer that. See, this is what I love, this discussion. Leslie Bates 22. Honestly, I've never watched anything by or about him. Me either. Until it was someone else that I was watching their podcast, and I think, and it was back in like August or so, and it was, no, was he being arrested? I forgot what it was. Was it that? Or there was allegations of, some crimes that he made, and then somebody was talking about it, and I was like, who is this guy? Never heard of him, and so I had to try to find out who he was. Then from there, I've been following and just going, like I said, a week ago or so when I did a live talking mostly about him, and I was like, wait for it. Oh yeah, when he got arrested this last time. I think it was December 29th. And I'm like, wait for it. Because I know, let's not jump the gun and let's not all attack this guy. And I specifically said something like, a bunch of wolves, pack of wolves, on a bone. But I'm not I'm not going into the legal aspect. I'm saying, how is this man a role model for men? I'm not getting it. I don't see how this man is the way, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of like role models in the past that, don't get me wrong, I don't think they were the greatest people. Like John Wayne, for example. You know what I mean? There's so many people that we have put on a pedestal, idolized, etc. But at least like Superman had something, like he saved people. You get what I mean? So it's not about the business side. And if he did it legally, and I do think when he says the Matrix, came at me, I get it. Because it is a real thing. But I also feel like it's an easy answer. Because then why would you taunt somebody like the dumb little I'm trying to control my words. The Thunberg girl, right? It's like, I get it, you're having fun. And that's part of like, male attitude. And I thought it was pretty funny. And then the next day, they arrest him. But they had been looking into him since like April. And there are definitely legit videos and articles and there's definitely like, there was a police report filed in England from 2 girls claiming, some crimes against them. Rape, something else, I forget now. But they couldn't prove it, so they said, our investigation has gone as far as it can go. And it's true. How do we know? So I believe we definitely need some good, hard evidence. But see, to me, like you said, like whoever, was it the major, whoever, there's better things to do. But if people are getting hurt, I know. My thing is they're definitely picking on this guy. No doubt about it. And there's worse things happening at the border. Absolutely. But the fact that keep seeing these people defend him like he's some special great guy, I'm not picking that up. I don't know where the guy's so great. I mean, maybe when he was a fighter, which I don't watch fights. You know what I mean? But as a person, we got to be honest with ourselves. Anyway, good luck the Mew. I hope I said that right. As a father of 3 adult daughters, I refuse to support or follow anyone in caps who markets the objectification of women. Do you see? See, my dad, I'm one of 6 and there's 4 girls. I'm one of 4 girls. And my dad used to, people were like, hey, Ed, let's go to the strip joint or this and that. And my dad's like, I wasn't into that before I was married, but now when I have 4 daughters, I can't. I look at these girls and I'm like, these could be my daughters. So you know what I mean? Granted, he doesn't have children, but it's just, again, I don't want to use those words like toxic masculinity because, again, they use it for every little stupid thing. Like a guy that's actually a real man. Toxic masculinity. It's like, no. So I don't want to use those words. But if he's got millions of followers, and I believe they're mostly males, looking up to this guy, this is our future? Let's be just like Tate? Let's all get webcams and get a bunch of girls to stay in front of the camera? I mean, even if it's a business, wouldn't it be nicer to even teach girls how to do their own business like they do on OnlyFans? Just saying. Oh, man, I hope I didn't. I'm so glad that you guys are really like chiming in, but I hope if I missed any of your posts or chat, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm trying to follow. Tanya Gray, he engages in your eyes. He's more than likely guilty of the charges against him? ? I'm just trying to understand. I don't support Tate, but the cancel culture vultures have been trying to cancel him. Yeah. And what did I say? I keep saying it. I'm not saying he should be canceled. I would like to just inspire people to not think that he's all that he's a great person. I just don't buy that he's a great person. There's nothing he says, even when he says, I got a charity here, they don't talk about this, they don't talk. Yeah, but you're also saying a lot of shit. Like, I think I said it again yesterday or the day before. Again, I got a whole tape files. I'm still collecting everything. And I'll share it for whoever wants to see it, whether you want to see it in the live or watch it on your own time and fast forward and rewind and whatnot. I'm going to put it all out there. But again, here's the kicker, that even if anything can be manipulated, videos. So even if you see the video, we don't know if it's real, if it's true. And that's where I'm going. Where's our instinct on this? Because again, if you're really into this guy, you're just like people with the orange man, right? They don't want to see anything. A lot of people, they don't want to see it. And it's like, well, how's that going to help us? How are we helping ourselves? We got to be honest with each other. If our parents suck, our parents suck. Like, that's 101. You got to be able to accept your parents for what they are. You know what I mean? Grow up, let it go. If your parents did treat you bad, you got to let it go. If you want to be happy, you want to be in charge. If we want a better world. Do you see what I mean? Pain is alive, 1776. Until they're released, the main thing that should be on the news is all the people still being held, yes, in jail without due process from J6, yes. And that just, for some reason, that just prompted what is this they're talking about? They're trying to vote to get rid of the IRS, and I'm going, to me, that's another distraction. It's like, really? You really think the IRS is gonna leave? That you could just vote the IRS out? Then you don't know who the IRS is, number one. Or number two, you're just, again, distracting the American people for more shenanigans. Howard Stern has been, Gregory Paul, Howard Stern has been celebrating porn for years. Why is nobody dodging his ass? I agree. And in fact, I remember that I've said it before in my lives when people used to say, oh, you're like a female version of Howard Stern, this and that. And I'm like, and I looked him up as soon as I moved to the U.S. and I'm like, who is this guy? And there was a huge following. I was living in Jersey at the time, huge following, New York, New Jersey. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't think he's that entertaining, but I could see he's like they said, the shock jock, right? But I actually, even when I wanted to listen to him, I stopped very early on because I'm like, dude, how many times you got to say, show me your tits? For me, that wasn't newsworthy. That wasn't entertaining or entertainment or something I want to listen to in the car over and over again every day. So I'm with you. But there's a difference between talking about porn and selling porn. But again, it's not illegal to sell porn. That's not the question here. It's the men that think that this guy is a role model. That's my thing. The crimes, we can't even talk about it. We don't know the facts. We don't have shit. I pray that if he's innocent, that he gets due process and gets out as soon as possible. And if he's completely clean as a whistle, good for him. And may we all learn from this. And all those people that are attacking him, may they swallow their fucking words. Absolutely. But it doesn't change the fact that this is a guy that young men are looking to be like. A porn seller. And actually, what's the difference between a pimp and having a porn business? What's the difference between hiring girls to do porn that work for you? So you see, a lot of the porn, you hire them like actors. They don't necessarily have to work for you. You just contract them. You pay them per film. This is different. The major Tate deliberately tries to take the narcissism to the nth level. Yeah, I agree. Then says things that are countercultural, end quote. Then, in caps, cries victim, in caps, exclamation. I agree. I think he loves to push the envelope, and that's fine. Again, I can see that. It's part of the game. It's part of the sensationalism. It's part of the brand, in a way. You know what I mean? Again, it's an act. It's a show. It's working. People like it. People are into it. But being a role model for men? How is that a role model? He literally has videos of saying, you just choke the girl, you do this, you do that. I mean, again, even when I'm telling you that videos are manipulated and we don't even know if they're real videos. It's the truth. We don't know shit. But my gut doesn't tell me this guy is role model material. It's like part of I don't know if somebody else mentioned it, but it's like that typical I think that guy in that video from the Daily Mail where he mentions how, that's become like the norm in this generation, that everybody wants to be an influencer and they'll do whatever it takes. You know what I'm saying? But again, I didn't want to make this all about this guy. And in fact, didn't I say I was going to go to Rumble? And in fact, Rumble, where's the window that I had open for Rumble? Where are you, Rumble? My Rumble people. Oh my God. Yeah, there's just so much. And again, not that I wanted to get into this guy. Where is my... This is so weird, guys. Oh, there we are. Jesus. I'm like the last window of all my windows that were open in the back. Welcome to Rumble, guys. Make sure to smash that like button while you're there, while you're in YouTube as well. Keep commenting. I'm reading them. But the Rational Texan, what's up? Hello, Evil Twin, Carrie, once again on both platforms. Thank you. Much love. So, I really didn't want to continue on the whole Nate thing. It's funny I said Nate. I'm trying to say Tate. But yeah, I felt like I had to get that off my chest to make it very clear that is he the role model that we want to see in men. That's not the kind of guy I would ever date. I just wouldn't. I just would not. There's just no, I wouldn't judge him. I will still be friends with him. You know, if he's treating his women right, I don't see him doing anything wrong. That's your business. That's your thing. But I would not be like, oh, this is the man. I would not get wet over this guy. And it's not because, and he's a Sagittarius, and I love my Sagittarius. I'm a fire sign Leo. I mean, there's so many things that I could look at this guy and be like, yeah. But he just doesn't talk like a man to me at all, even when he's pretending to be the man. I'm like, I'm telling you, I would not fall for that even when I was a teenager. Tanya, I hope Tanya says, I don't think he's a role model. Every time I've heard anyone talking about him, it's always been about the system, in quote, censoring him. Got you. Role model, question mark, never, period. Maybe I missed those. Good point. Yup. Good one. So the major says, everyone is hung up on the porn angle. Stop. That's not the point here. Okay, good. Because I'm trying to be as clear as possible. And because I stand my ground. When everything comes down, just like I said in that title of the one live stream I did last week, or 2 weeks ago when he got arrested, I said, wait for it. I stand. I will not speak without having the facts, without a shadow of a doubt, knowing what's going on. I will support him for being able to say whatever he wants, whether I like him or not. I support no one should be censored. Hello, look who's talking. And I will never change. I guarantee you, I will never change my tune. Where I'm seeing a lot of people constantly changing their fucking tune. Oh, ooh, look, I dropped the F-bomb. But look, I lasted about an hour without doing it. So before I'm going to go to Rumble. I'm going to wrap it up over there. Because if you guys really want me to say whatever you want to say, let's go. Look, I almost did it again. I'm dying to go over there and let loose. Join me over at Rumble. I won't be there for too long, just as long as you guys, just to answer your questions or anything, to read everything you guys have to say and me freaking unleash. And then taking a break, coming back to do reaction. Who's the winner? Was it going to be Built Like That by Upchurch? Or the GFBF? Did we establish who's the winner? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. All right, Sacred. Tanya, thank you. I love you too. Look, you're going to make me cry, girl. Stop. I'm getting choked up. And I'm going to go to Locals later, guys. So make sure to join me at Locals. Make sure the links are below. There's also a link over at Rumble too. And you can ask me anything you want. And I'm going to give you the hardcore truth. Seriously, pick my brain. Do whatever you want. That's what I want. Like if you were in my house. That's the Locals community. But okay. So if I missed the song you want me to do, maybe I'll just flip a coin. Should I give it to fate? Flip a coin on those 2 songs? So I'm going to go to Rumble for a little bit, and then I'm going to take a break. I'll be back on YouTube to do a reaction video. And I'll change my energy, okay? I'm definitely looking forward because music is definitely healing to me, even if the fucking song is heavy and hard. All right, guys. I'll see you over at Rumble. Make sure to like, smash, follow, you name it. You know what you got to do. I love you so much. Much love. See you over there. And I'll see you at Locals later, too.